Welcome to The Budding Writer. This podcast offers storytelling, fan fiction, and original short stories from new writers. I'm your narrator, Shayna Armand. This is how it works. When you hear this sound, the story begins, and when you hear it again, the story has ended. Hello out there in podcast land, and welcome back, my fan fictionauts and listeners of new stories. Today I present to you a fan fiction from one of my favorite Japanese animes, My Hero Academia. If you're unfamiliar with the show, it's set in a world of where nearly 80% people develop a superpower, or quirk, as it's called in the story. You can even qualify for elite schools that will teach you to develop the quirk and become a hero for your career. The anime revolves around the students and teachers of one particular class. As with most really good animes, several of the characters have standout personalities and develop in the course of the show. Two of these characters are Katsuki Bakugo, with a quirk of blowing things up, and Ochaco Uraraka, who can control gravity of objects and herself. Our wonderful writer loves these characters so much that they have created an entire narrative around these two characters as a couple, which has nothing to do with the original story's narrative, but does have a good writing about the relationship between the two characters. Now, I will caution you, there is strong language, but otherwise, it's pretty safe. I Bet You'd Like Disneyland by Chamunga64. Yo, bro! Kirishima stormed into Bakugo's room, as if the red had just got a perfect score on a test. Are the rumors true? Bakugo gave him a pointed look. Be more specific, shitty hair. I heard you were taking Uraraka to Disneyland, Kirishima beamed. Is that true? Bakugo tried to keep his ever-present scowl on his face, but he couldn't help but blush, and the blonde turned his face away from his grinning companion. So, what does it mean to you? So you totally are! Dude, that's sick! Kirishima cheered as he punched his fists in the air. Again, what does it matter to you? Bakugo questioned. I can't be happy about my best bro being cute with his girlfriend that I'm also cool with? Kirishima asked with a twinkling smile that looked straight out of Aoyama's playbook. Bakugo crossed his arms in indignation, clearly not buying his story. I'm not an idiot, shitty hair. Kirishima sighed in disappointment as he put his hands up in defeat. Okay, you got me, but seriously, I really am happy for you and Uraraka. But Kaminara, Mina, and Sero bet that you'd fuck up right after you and Uraraka became a thing, and that you'd last a month at most because you're dumb. But this date just proves that you're a pretty cool boyfriend. Is that really what those fuckers said? Bakugo growled. Hey man, don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger, Kirishima made clear. I'm not mad at you, shitty hair. Come to think of it, I'm not mad at the rest of those goofs either. Kirishima flinched as Bakugo's scowl turned into a manic grin. In fact, let me get in on this bet. Dude, you serious about this? Of course I am. I want to show those idiots that I'm the best goddamn boyfriend ever, so let me in the bet. Fine, fine, Kirishima trembled. I'll call the others and I'll let them know that you're part of this. How much yen did you all bet? Bakugo asked. 10,000 yen from each of us. The money's divided equally between the people who won the bet, so that's going to make for a bunch of cash for us. I don't give a shit about the money. I just want those losers to know that not only did I beat them in their stupid bet, but I'm the best boyfriend Ochaco could ask for. You hear me? Dude, I'm standing right in front of you. Of course I hear you. Kirishima responded with a smile, thinking Bakugo was asking him a real question. Just tell those idiots that I'm a part of the bet and I'm gonna win, Bakugo grumbled. Well, let's get back on the date. I'm hyped that you're taking her to Disneyland. Even without the bet, I'm happy that you're taking her to a place like that. It shows that you really do like her. Bakugo shrugged. Of course I like Ochaco. I wouldn't have asked her out if I didn't like her, he said matter-of-factly. I mean, we're high schoolers. We ask out anyone who's hot. I don't give a shit about things like that, Bakugo quickly announced. So you don't think Uraraka's cute? Kirishima jokingly asked. I do, you dipshit! Bakugo bellowed. Oh, cool. Just making sure, you know. Kirishima saluted his friend in a playful manner. Get the fuck out of here, shitty hair, Bakugo grumbled in annoyance. Kirishima wrapped an arm around his friend's shoulder. Hey dude, don't be like that. I was just messing with you. I really do want to know more about your date with Uraraka, though. Bakugo snorted in derision. Why the hell would you want to know? You want to date me or something? Kirishima shook his head. Nah, bro. I just want to make sure that you planned things out and didn't just think, well, I got her to Disneyland. Things are set, you know. Bakugo rolled his eyes. I planned things out better than that. I'm not you, shitty hair. Kirishima cringed in embarrassment. Okay, you made your point. So you do have plans for your date after scoring day passes to Disneyland? Yeah, they opened up a bunch of extreme rides, and I'm gonna ride all of them, no problem, Bakugo declared proudly. And what's that supposed to do again? Kirishima questioned. What does Ochaco have problems with, shitty hair? Kirishima stroked his chin. I guess her quirk makes her vomit if she overdoes it? Exactly. And what's the fun part about roller coasters? They make you want to vomit if you're used to them! Kirishima yelled, proud that he figured it out himself. Heh, you might not be so dumb after all, shitty hair. Wait a minute, you're gonna impress Uraraka by having her vomit all over you? Listen, I don't usually judge people by... That's really freaking gross, dude. Kirishima scrunched his face in disgust. What kind of plan is that? No, gross, fuck! Bakugo scoffed. I'm gonna go on all the crazy rides to show Uraraka I could handle shit like that and impress her. Maybe she'll even ask for private training between me and her. Bakugo gave Kirishima a stink eye. What the hell is even your idea? Listen, man, my brain just stopped working after we started mentioning vomit. But back to your plan. You just want to impress Uraraka by not getting sick on rides? Pretty fucking slick, isn't it? Bakugo boasted as he placed his hands on his shoulders proudly. And he acts like he's better than most of us here, Kirishima mumbled to himself, amused by how pedestrian Bakugo's plan was. Bakugo caught Kirishima mumbling. What did you say, shitty hair? The redhead shot his friend a smile. Just wishing you luck on the plan. Okay, so when did the bike fall over? Midoriya asked through barely stifled laughter. I don't know, what? Uraraka questioned. She herself was giggling nonstop. Because it was too tired! Midoriya squealed as they both burst out laughing, spitting the water they were drinking all over each other. Ida arrived with a plate full of snacks, towels to dry themselves off, and a disappointed look on his face, seeing his friends drenched in water. You two should really stop drinking while telling jokes, he scolded as he tossed them towels. You just need a sense of humor, Ida, Uraraka said as she stuck her tongue at him. Those jokes were quite the knee slappers back when my brother told them to me when I was 5, he commented. Boo, you're no fun, Uraraka complained. Deku, give me the joke book. She gently grabbed it from his offering hands. Okay, how about this one, Ida? Ida raised an eyebrow in faux interest. I'm listening. Why do seagulls fly over the sea? She giggled. Ida rolled his eyes in bemusement. I don't know. Why? Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels! On cue, Midoriya and Uraraka doubled over laughing as Ida pinched the bridge of his nose in disappointment. Why are you two like this? He muttered as he handed Midoriya and Uraraka the snacks he brought. We need to install a humor chip in your mainframe, Ida, Uraraka said casually as she munched on chips. My apologies, but my humor chip is up to date, Ida responded coolly. In fact, I think I'm going to laugh at your reaction to what I'm about to say. Uraraka cocked her head in confusion. What do you mean, Ida? I threatened Bakugo with detention tomorrow for antagonizing Midoriya again, and he begged me to reconsider because he spent a pretty penny on getting you all day passes for Disneyland. Uraraka shot up as if she was struck by lightning. He told you that? Iga chuckled. Yes, he did. Such a loving boyfriend, I may say, taking you on a trip to Disneyland Tokyo. I must commend him for this. That was supposed to be a secret. If word gets out, then I won't hear the end of it from Mina and Toru. And you just admitted it to Deku, too! Uraraka groaned in defeat. Oh, I knew for a while, Deku said casually as he stuffed chips into his mouth. You what? Oh, yeah. Kachan bragged about it to me for some reason. He just straight up said, "How does it feel that Ochaco is dating me and not you, Deku?" I just told him what I said the last 3 times he bragged to me, that I'm very happy dating Suyu. Oh my gosh, he is still trying to get on your nerves by talking about how happy he is dating me? Uraraka asked, crestfallen. Midoriya shrugged. I don't mind it really. Actually, I'm kind of happy to be honest. Never thought he'd actually be happy with anyone in romantic way. Even though he could be aggressive sometimes, I worried that he'd never find someone he could see as more than a friend. Aw, that's really sweet, Deku, Uraraka praised. And, to be honest, I think some of Kachan's anger has to do with the fact that he could never get a girlfriend. So I gotta thank you for that, Midoriya admitted sheepishly. Wow, thanks for that, Uraraka mumbled in annoyance as Ida laughed. Well, Bakugo does seem happy enough with you, Uraraka. I don't think he would spend an entire day without training for just about any girl, Ida pointed out. Yeah, I don't think Kachan has ever taken a whole day off from training to be the best hero, Midoriya continued. You must mean a lot to him. You guys, Uraraka crooned as she tucked her knees against her chest in embarrassment. You're making me feel like a princess. Let's hope Bakugo makes you feel like royalty as well, Ida stated. If he doesn't, then he's going to have to answer to me, he said seriously. Uraraka giggled. Okay, Dad. I don't think we have to worry about Kachan being a bad boyfriend. Remember, he's the type of person that wants to be the best at everything he does. And that includes being the best boyfriend, Ida added. I think I will be the judge of that, Uraraka announced. I'll let you guys know how the date went after we come back. Thanks for the ride, Mrs. Bakugo, Uraraka chirped as she stepped out of the car. Have fun, you two! Missy Bakugo replied back, bouncing the smile Uraraka gave her. Her smile turned into annoyed glare as she shifted her sight to her son. And Bakugo! Bakugo just kept walking and he answered, What? Don't mess up this for your girlfriend! This triggered a fit of rage from the young blonde. Why the hell would I mess this up? Mitsuki replied without missing a beat. 'Cause the last time we came here, you attacked Goofy thinking the guy in the suit would be giving you a funny look. You're lucky that the guy in the costume accepted my bribe and didn't report you. I didn't want to be banned from here because of my stupid 5-year-old. Uraraka giggled at the story. You seriously attacked Goofy? He was mocking me. He said my quirk was a little firecracker. He was trying to compliment you, Mitzi barked. Normal 5-year-olds compare their quirks to firecrackers and not bombs! Relax, Mrs. Bakugo. Katsuki just wanted to have his quirk taken seriously since he was a kid. Because he was serious about being a hero since he was a kid, too. Ochaco grabbed his hand and looked at him. Isn't that right? Bakugo felt his heart stop. Yeah, what you said. Mitsuko had to stop herself from gaping in amusement with the way this girl seemed to tame her wild brat of a son. She wanted to get on her knees and beg Uraraka to marry him right then and there, but she knew that right now she could only hope he doesn't mess up their date. She waved at them one last time before departing. Your mom sure is something, huh, Katsuki? Uraraka quipped. Now I know where you got your fire from. She's all right, I guess, Bakugo muttered as he stuck his hands in his pockets. Really knows how to piss me off, though. Doesn't every mom know how to do that? Uraraka cheered. I know my mom is the best at teasing me. Is that why you haven't let me meet her yet? Bakugo asked with a wry grin. No, Uraraka answered quickly to stave off her embarrassment. My parents just don't have the time, since they're always working on the company. Makes sense. My folks sometimes are working 15 hours a day when they're really struggling for something to design. I guess neither of our parents fuck with the fixed hourly work. Uraraka nodded in agreement. Yeah, you're right. But enough talking about money and jobs. I brought you here because I overheard you tell Frogface and Ponytail that you never went to an amusement park. Just those seasonal festivals, Bakugo explained. Uraraka rubbed the back of her neck in nervousness. Oh yeah, amusement parks aren't really a high priority for a family on a budget. Well, I'm gonna spoil you because there's nothing better than Tokyo Disney Resort, Bakugo announced. Uraraka covered her mouth to stifle the loud gasp that threatened to erupt from her throat. This entire place is Disney? Yup. All 500 acres.
I could get lost in here.
Uraraka gushed as she ran in. Not expecting her to just run in such a large place, Bakugo froze for a moment before he chased after her. Hey, wait up, Ochaco! Bakugo yelled as he grabbed her hand.
What's wrong?
This place is huge and I don't want you to get lost. Seriously, you don't know how many times I got lost in here when I was a kid, and I don't want that to happen to you.
Uraraka waved off his concern. Relax, Katsuki. I'm not 5.
That's true, but you still shouldn't run off without one of these. Bakugo fished 2 wristbands from his small backpack and wrapped one around Uraraka's wrist.
What's this?
It's day pass, cheeks. Flashing in front of any park official and they'll let you see anything.
Uraraka brought her wrist up to her face so she could observe the shiny silver and blue plastic adorned with the Disney logo. I could go anywhere with this? She questioned as she looked at the wristband like it was a holy object.
Yeah, anywhere. I splurged for the special edition, so that means we could skip lines, Bakugo bragged.
Isn't that unfair to everyone who waited for hours on the lines? Uraraka asked, worried about everyone else.
Bakugo snorted. Sorry, babe. Cold hard cash lets us get past the waiting. Besides, I splurged for these because I didn't want your first time at Disneyland to be waiting on lines between gross sweaty fucks.
Wow, that's both selfish and thoughtful, Uraraka trilled. I'm impressed.
Get used to being impressed when you're with me, Chaco, Bakugo teased.
Okay, Mr. Impressive. Let me choose the rides, okay? Uraraka requested.
Sure, go for it. Bakugo pointed to the large directory. Here's all the rides.
Uraraka squarely ignored his instructions and looked towards the skyline to see what she wanted to go on. After a couple of moments of searching, she points at something impossibly long and twisty. That one!
Wait, are you pointing to the Iron Man repulsor coaster? Bakugo asked incredulously.
Yup, it looks fun, Uraraka answered simply.
I don't think so, Cheeks. That's one of the craziest coasters in all of Japan.
Oh, look, I'm even more interested!
Bakugo shrugged. Well, can't say I didn't warn you, Cheeks. Inwardly, Bakugo was hyped. This was his big chance to impress Uraraka by being entirely unaffected by the repulsor coaster. As soon as the 5 minutes of trauma known as the repulsor coaster had ended its run, Bakugo ran to the nearest trash can to empty the contents of his stomach. He wasn't alone, seeing as there were about half a dozen people doing the same thing. Beside him was Uraraka, casually munching on a churro as she poked his back to get his attention. You okay, Katsuki? How the hell are you fine? Bakugo growled out between pants of breath. You were fucking eating that goddamn churro on the ride. How?
It's pretty simple, to be honest. I just wrapped it back in the foil it came with and tucked it under my shirt. It's not like people working the rides were looking for hidden churros, Uraraka answered simply as she took another bite of her churro.
I mean, how the hell are you not sick when you were eating a churro on that ride?
What? Uraraka laughed at his question. Come on, Katsuki. That coaster was nothing for me.
But you vomit when you overdo your powers,
Bakugo asked incredulously. Yeah, actual zero gravity is a lot worse than some roller coaster, Uraraka explained. I'm pretty sure I could ride that thing like 100 times before I feel anything.
Are you serious?
I mean, we could go on other rides to see if I get dizzy on them. That Hawkeye's arrow thing looks fun.
Uraraka dipped his head into the trash and vomited some more in response.
Uraraka gently kneaded his shoulders in comfort. It's all right, Katsuki. We could ride something a little less wild next, okay?
This is fucking embarrassing, Bakugo seethed as Uraraka used his phone to take selfies of them on the teacup ride.
Lighten up, Katsuki. Next ride could be your choice, Uraraka consoled. Here, let's take a cute one so I could show off to the girls.
Bakugo smiled as he pulled Uraraka onto his lap. How is this?
Perfect, Uraraka declared as she took the picture before showing it to Bakugo. How's this?
Not half bad, Bakugo noted. You look good in this.
Katsuki, you said I looked good when you saw me leave my room in the morning looking like death, Uraraka noted. I don't think I could trust you with how I look, she chortled.
Okay, you look really fucking good. How about that?
Uraraka fluttered her eyelids in a joking manner. That's much better.
Yeah, we look pretty damn good. Make sure that Frogface and the rest of the girls doesn't get too jealous of you, all right?
Ochaco rolled her eyes in amusement. I'm sure that you don't have to worry about my friends being jealous. Shouldn't you be worried about your friends see you in that cute teacup ride? Huh, Katsuki?
I mean, if a Pikachu and soy sauce try to make fun of me, I'll point out that I'm the one with the cute girl on my lap. Specifically, the one Pikachu tried to ask out when we started school and got shot down harder than the homework he tried to give Aizawa last week.
Uraraka clapped at the logic. Wow, I never thought it'd be the type of girl that someone would brag about.
Bakugo huffed in annoyance. Listen, I know you guys are pretty damn poor, but don't tell me you couldn't afford a damn mirror. Sooner or later, my folks are going to ask you to model for them.
The only thing I want to model is merchandise for my future hero career.
I appreciate the hustle, babe. All right, this ride is about to end, and since it's my turn to pick, why not that big Ferris wheel over there?
Bakugo suggested. Pretty weird that you're picking a Ferris wheel after complaining about the teacups, Uraraka pondered.
Tons of coasters get boring after a while, Chaco.
Just admit that you wanted to impress me by going on a crazy roller coaster, Katsuki. I'm not mad, but you couldn't have made it more obvious.
Wait, how the hell did you know? Bakugo inquired.
It's just a you move, choosing something crazy to show you're the best at everything and try to impress me. So I figured that I beat you to it. I guess you didn't expect me to be pretty good at handling coasters.
Shit. Well, I'm not dumb enough to try and make excuses when I've been had, Bakugo admitted. You got me.
Uraka kissed him on the cheek. I guess next time we'll have to settle an argument. We'll just see who could last the longest on the repulsor coaster, she quipped. Pretty sweet that we're getting a good long time at the top of the Ferris wheel. Katsuki, I think I can see you away from here, she shrieked as she looked around.
It's not a gimmick, Ochaco. The Ferris wheel's stuck, Bakugo said matter-of-factly.
What? How do you know?
Bakugo pointed downwards. There's a big crowd down there, probably wondering what's all the commotion. Don't worry about it, though. These things always had these problems.
Uraraka folded her hands in her lap. Well, at least this feels super romantic.
Bakugo smiled. Yeah, just me and my girlfriend, 200 meters in the air, looking down on all the extras down below.
Well, once I get my quirk under control, then we could do this all the time, Uraraka bragged. After laughing along with her, Bakugo became silent for a moment before speaking up once more.
Hey, Chaco. Since I already admitted that I wanted to impress you before, I have something else to admit.
Uraraka gently placed her hand on his. You're afraid of heights, and this is scaring you. I understand, Katsuki.
What? No, I'm not afraid of heights, damn it!
Oh, really? Then what do you want to tell me?
Well, Bakugo nervously tapped his fingers on the seat of the Ferris wheel. I'm a part of a bet that says I can't be a good boyfriend to you. Listen, Kirishima told me about the bet after I asked you out, so my feelings for you are real. I just learned of it yesterday, and I wanted to prove those fuckers wrong.
Uraraka looked devastated, and Bakugo felt like he had ripped her heart out of her chest. Who else is in that bet?
Raccoon Eyes, Pikachu, and Soy Sauce are betting that I can't be a good boyfriend, and Shitty Hair and me are betting for it.
And how much money did you bet?
I don't know why you would ask us, but 10,000 yen each, and the winnings get divided equally among who won.
And you didn't tell me? Uraraka sobbed. I could have made so much money, Katsuki!
Wait, what?
I'm furious that you didn't tell me that I could make such easy money!
Are you serious? Look! Bakugo pinched the bridge of his nose. I was gonna buy you something with the money anyway, or at least just give you the money. But is that all you're really mad about?
Yes, if I knew that I could make money with no risk like this, I would have, Uraraka announced. I mean, getting money just for having a great boyfriend sounds like a dream. Bakugo grinned at this part of his girlfriend he wasn't aware of.
You're pretty fucking devious, you know that?
The Ferris wheel started moving again, and the couple felt themselves going down. Well, Katsuki, we should go back to the dorm soon. When we do, I'm going to talk about how great the date went. Expect the money soon, Uraraka said casually.
Bakugo chuckled. Whatever you want, Chaco. Whatever you want.
I really enjoyed narrating this. As much as I love a good story that features the action and excitement of superpowers, There is something to be said for good writing that involves relationship development. It allows the reader to get to know the characters and care more about what happens in the story. Fortunately, this writer has a few other stories involving Bakugo and Uraraka as a couple, and they are available to read at archiveofourown.org. That is archiveofourown.org, under the login name of Chumunga64. That is CHUMUNGA 64. On a more personal note, I hope you will beg my pardon for not having episodes for you these last weeks. One of the most important parts of starting a podcast is to be consistent with your content. Listeners want to know they can count on being able to tune in to new episodes. I do my best, but I had the unfortunate luck to have eye surgery. And as you can imagine, there is a lot of reading with this project, and I just wasn't up to it. Not to worry, though, because old Lefty is slowly healing, and that is why I could no longer resist the pull of the written word, bibliophile that I am. Are you a budding writer? Do you have a fan fiction or original story you'd like to hear on our podcast? Go ahead and contact us at thebuddingwriterpodcast@gmail.com. That's thebuddingwriterpodcast@gmail.com. If you're looking for our submission guidelines, they are also on our website, thebuddingwriterpodcast.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll join me every Friday for new stories by budding writers. My name is Shayna Arman, and I hope all of your stories have happy endings.